It was a very trying time because my dad just had some major surgery that went south. He ended up having a massive heart attack. He died twice on the table. And when he came out of it, he was in a coma for well over 2 months. I was talking to the clinicians, the nurses. I was asking them, what do you think about Philips? What I heard was technology is technology, but the people surpass anyone else.
So we definitely wanted to have a partner that was in it for the long run with us. We wanted a partner that was able to think differently with us. We wanted a partner that understood some of our strengths as well as some of our limitations. What we always said was, if we ever have to go and pull out the contract, we fail. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you.
I was 6 months in my role when we were awarded the contract. The biggest goal for McKenzie going into this was to be the first smart hospital in Canada. Healthcare is a calling, especially with the physicians, but you also have to take into consideration that it is a business. The operational stuff isn't the sexy part of the business, but at the same time, it's foundational. And being able to build that foundation is important, because if you don't have that foundation, then everything that you build above it is just going to crumble.
Like everyone, you wake up early in the morning, you prepare yourself. Okay, I'm gonna do this first, I have to do this at 9, then I have a meeting. Oh, I need to catch up with this contractor, we need to fix that problem there, I need to call the service guy to help me with this, with that. So I had to definitely be a man of many hats.
I personally, as a Philips employee, carry a McKenzie badge. So when McKenzie is in need of support, Philips is there to help and support. And when Philips needs the support, McKenzie is there to help and support.
We've got the people like Luis and Amgad that are in here doing the design portfolio and making sure that the rooms are ready. We've got the people within the hospital that are helping to influence the way that the rooms are designed in order to be able to have the best workflow. You've got our clinical trainers training everyone that's here within the hospital. And we've built something pretty magical, really.
I started working in healthcare because I lost my father at a very young age to lung cancer. And then when I was a teenager, my brother and sister were both diagnosed with a degenerative disease. I would bathe them, I'd help them transfer from their wheelchair to their bed. So I think between all of those things really kind of geared me to getting into healthcare. Unfortunately, about 5 years ago, my husband also suffered a heart attack. We did have to let him go and remove him from life support, unfortunately. And it really questioned my career and if I was able to even come back to work as a healthcare professional. Sometimes if we do have a patient that can be difficult or is upset or screaming, I always try to remember that's someone's dad and still try to treat them with respect that I would want my family member treated with as well. We have a great team of about 15 technologists currently. We're running 2 scanners currently as well, so it's a very busy department. And we have a wonderful field service engineer from Philips, who's Doug Huber, who's become a really big, integral part of our team and making sure our machine's running smoothly and efficiently. And he's become a very good friend as well.
Are you 2 Waterloo Regional Police?
Oh! It's these relationships that are built at work. When they extend outside of work is that's when I needed the support, right, from all these people around me, and that's when you really learn the kindness of people.
Every minute that a piece of machinery is not working is patients that we can't examine. It is impacting patients' wait times and the ability to move forward in their diagnosis or their medical journey.
In healthcare, right, where it's all about efficiency and getting as many people, and you don't want it to be a production line of next one out, next one in, right? You want to treat them like they are a human being. They're not just a product to get on and off the table.
Yep. And my work.
And Mom's work.
Oh, wait a minute. A minute. There.
Okay,
Jerry.
I need a great big hug, okay? Both of my kids were born here, so that was a huge point in my life. I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old boy. It's not really coming into work, it's coming into this place that I see my friends and family, and knowing that my friends and my family will someday need the piece of equipment that I'm working on. So there's no cut corners, like by any means. Like he's like the rock of our family. Like,
growing up with the cars, it was always about the bonding with my dad. My dad worked a lot of long hours, so going out and being able to work on the car was the best way that we found to spend time together. And a fun one that we actually did is we called it the Beast. And we actually had a sign on the side of it that said, "Fear this." We would take it off-roading, and then we'd hit like a rock, and the whole exhaust would just get ripped off or something. So this actually played out really well for me because I've always been kind of a tinkerer. I learned how to use a screwdriver probably when I was 6. It was me for a little while until we hired our next female tech. There are so many girls at Philips now, but coming into the role, I've been looked at and like I've had people look at me and say, "Oh, you're a girl. You're not who I expected. I expected a guy that's like, 6 feet tall, and I'm here, female, and 5 feet short."
I just finished doing a sedation on a patient that was almost 3 hours long, and I didn't have to sit down and check off their vitals every few minutes. I just did what I had to do, and at the end of the procedure, I just clicked one button that took all the data for that 3-hour period and plopped it into a note, and I just signed it. And the fact that I could just do that and not worry about all that's key. If things don't communicate to each other, if the gadgets, the ventilator, the monitors, the drip machines don't communicate, you have to do it yourself. It's very easy to make mistakes. It's also time consuming. So instead of taking care of the patient and thinking about how do I get this person better, you're worrying about the other things that you don't want to worry about.
One of the most important things was getting all the different operational systems to work together and to communicate to each other. So not just one way, but we want two-way communications, leading to less potential for medical error as well as more patient safety. And again, integrating that right into the operating room.
Operational intelligence is being able to introduce to them the connection just in a little bit of a different way. You need to be able to show them what they're doing on the back end and how the workflow and the interoperability, the connections, the training, how this does really impact what they truly, truly care about, and that's the patient. When I saw the people that were attending to my dad, and I saw so many different roles within the hospital coming in and how much they cared, but how difficult their day-to-day was because of the disconnects, multiple different specialists trying to achieve the same goal, but not being able to speak to each other because of the lack of standardization, the different languages. I knew that if I joined this and with the team that I had behind me, that I would be able to accomplish things and actually move forward and help people like my dad in the long run and support the people that were supporting him